For this session is lost genuineness. Lost genuineness is what is troubling humankind today and has been so over 5,000 years ago. Lost genuineness. Man has lost his genuineness. Human life on earth has lost its genuineness. Genuineness is no longer the issue. It's no longer important. Genuineness has departed human life on earth. What obtains human life on earth is mere superficiality and artificiality. Superficiality on the left and artificiality on the right. Superficiality may be described as the as reasoning, and artificiality may be described as rationalism, common sense reasoning, and no sense rationalism. That's what we call want of genuineness, because it is want of genuineness that gave rise to all this. It is want of genuineness that made man to depart the intra-human aspect, the intra-person aspect of human life on earth, to arrive at the inter-person aspect of human life on earth. But recently, quite recently, surprisingly, man got to the internet aspect of human life on earth. So the internet aspect of human life on earth is that aspect where man depends on machine. Man is completely sold over to machine. Man is completely devoted. Man is completely limited to machine usage without exploring the great aspect of human life. And machine usage is towards 1% of the brain, because that's where man is stuck now. And everything about the superhuman nature of man is lost. What is available now is the human aspect of human life, which is memory and imagination, which is isolation and alienation. That is the loss of genuineness. That is missing genuineness. Missing genuineness is also part of missing super civilization. The super civilization of Africa was genuine, was perfect, was authentic, was true, the only truth. But that got missing. What we have now is fact and fiction, or non-fiction and science fiction. That is theology and philosophy. That's what you have now. And that is towards 1% of the brain. All these things are less than 10% of the brain. But when you have genuineness, when you have perfection, genuineness leads you to perfection. Genuineness is truth. Genuineness is authenticity. That is what leads you to towards 100% of the brain. Because people don't know that the aspect that has to do with artificiality and superficiality are just 1% of the brain, towards 1% of the brain. But the aspect that deals with towards 100% of the brain, that aspect is nature. That aspect is divinity, because it is nature that is missing. When you say want of genuineness, when you say genuineness is missing, it means that nature itself is missing. Nature is at the center. Nature forms the center, the core, the content, the center, the aspect that is the whole. Wholeness and holism, or positivity and rightness. That is the center, the core, the genuine center, the genuine core of human life on earth. That is completely missing. That is part of the super civilization of Africa that got missing. Because when the super civilization of Africa got missing about 5,105 years ago, everything genuine, everything perfect, everything integrated, everything whole, everything holism disappeared. And until today, human life on earth is rejoicing. People are superpowered. The superpowers are rejoicing because they are accumulating powers of destruction, powers of paradox, powers of contradiction. They are merely darkness and blindness. Because this is what is going on today. Destruction. Everybody is hailing a country that destroys. People who are killing children and women. If anybody destroys a child, one child only, and is comfortable, then that is not a human being. But today, civilizations are destroying thousands and thousands of children, thousands and thousands of women, innocent children, innocent women, and innocent men all over the world are being destroyed. And people are hailing, people are clapping. How can you kill a woman? How can you kill a child? How can you destroy? What is the reason for destroying? Nobody can be great. Nobody can be strong. Nobody can be powerful. Nobody can be genuine when you are a killer. You cannot kill. You are not. You don't have any right to kill. Nobody can justify killing. Killing cannot be justified. The great sages like Mahatma Gandhi, like Nelson Mandela, they did not preach for the killing of anybody. Like Albert Einstein, like Martin Luther King Jr., they did not support killing. Nobody who supports killing is a sage. Nobody who supports destruction of lives is a sage. So genuineness is the hatred of killing. Genuineness is that life, that baby-like life, that childlike existence, that sage-like existence, that existence that supports greatness, glory, beauty, perfection, extraordinariness. That is what I'm talking about. That is what genuine life, the genuine life, perfect life, the perfect life. That's what they mean. That is what they mean. That is the human heart life, human heart based life. That is the super civilization based life of Africa that got missing 5,105 years ago and that is coming back from 2012. That is the position. That is all these are within you. All these are right within you. And genuineness and super civilization is what will encourage man to seek the divine within him, to seek the divine as intra him, super him, omni himself. There is nothing that will talk about God or the deity that is in the past, pastology, or that is in the future, futurology. It is about the giant, that divine perfect one, that divine king, that divine almighty that is within you, within, that got missing about 5,000 years ago. Today is going to come back. So a man realizes that the divine, the eternal, the infinite, the absolute is within him and can only be sought for within you. Today, we are lost, looking for the past, looking for the future, avoiding the present, avoiding the moment, avoiding the omnipresent and the omni moment. This is wrong. This is wrong. We must seek the super present. We must seek the super moment. We must seek the genuine. We must seek the perfect. That's the message I brought to you in this section. We'll talk about the other aspect of this civilization, this super civilization that's meeting, this super civilization of Africa that's meeting, this super civilization that means all, that is cradle, that is root, that is the center, that is the core of human life. Thank you very much for listening.